All right. Let's get started. Taking a bit to load in, but then again, it always takes a bit to load in, honestly. All right, good to go. Let's not waste any time. Let's find ourselves a mission. Do I want to even try Eternal War? Maybe. I don't know. I feel worried about that. I feel very worried about that. Yeah, we'll just stick with this. We'll just stick with this. Far more easy. Not nearly as suffocating. Alright. How am I doing tonight? I've been better, guys. I've been better. I have been better. Just a lot of all that's gone on is just so frustrating. It really is. Like I'm so sick of this drama about the whole slanderous video thing. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. All right. But we are going to be playing some Space Marine tonight, just a little bit. I won't be on too long because I'm honestly really tired. I'm just very worn out today. So we're just going to play a few matches of Space Marine 2, and we will call it a night. So not a lot to do. Just gonna chill out, you know. All right. Go tactical.
Alien trespassers.
But people need to know when to drop it. I would love nothing more than to drop it. Check my comment section and let them know to drop it.
Picking up extra rounds.
What's another loyalist chapter you don't like and could remove the butcher's nails from Angron? What? What's another loyalist chapter I don't like? I don't really like the Iron Hands that much. I don't like the Marines Malevolent. Those are the first ones that come to mind. I saw Slender's new video and I can't believe he did that. It's because he doesn't care, if I'm being honest. Like, to him, any attention is good attention. Any publicity is good publicity. And to him, the responses that he's gotten have only encouraged him to keep going. So this is kind of his middle finger to the haters. It's kind of like, I'm just going to keep doing what I want to do. You guys can't stop me. That's essentially what it is. How's Lark? He's at a game night with some buddies.
Zone secure. We should have the advantage inside the Imperial encampment. Ready for next encounter. Enhanced tactic ready.
Are there plasma and flame weapons for guardsmen or sisters? Yeah. The sisters have plenty of flame weaponry.
Talassa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one from any soldier you see, alive or otherwise.
Diligence, brothers. We will find those foes. Inspect crime. Silence that man, or it's foul.
This looks promising. We're locating the codes.
Got it.
Proceed to the Prometheum refinery and complete the demolition preparations.
Was Malkador the closest thing the Emperor had to a friend? You tell me, man.
Disgusting tyranny scum. Deep scan ready.
If we became Eldari, which path would we take? No. I wouldn't want to be an Eldari. Their lives are basically shit.
Area cleansed of the foul Xenos presence. Obtaining armaments.
All right. Why do most Tyranids hate fighting Chaos Demons and Necrons? Necrons and Chaos. You know this, man. Come on, you know this. Why are you asking? You know this.
Stay close and sharp.
Chaos and Necrons aren't biological. They can't be consumed.
Commencing order.
Nothing will escape this crew once it catches fire.
What's the most difficult battle the Black Cobras have been in thus far? In what I've written for them so far, it would be the battle for Lyra Prime.
Changing magazine.
Your principles are worth shit. That's not something I'd have admitted.
Fresh magazine in.
Will I be reading the Fulgrim book? Yeah, probably.
Throwing frag grenade. Exterminator.
Ready to scan. Swapping magazine. Moment, brothers. Rallying reserve forces.
Fellas, Cadians are running out of time. How close are you to the briefing center?
Arriving at the objective now.
My favorite type of bolter is probably the heavy bolter.
We are going to need it.
There he is.
Injecting stims. Regroup at once. Be ready.
Iron Halo ready.
As the Emperor's shield. Let us finish what the Cadians started.
Use the codes to prime the bomb and finish its deployment into the crude Promethean well. Cautiously, if you know what is good for you.
Why are machines sentient in 40k? Because they believe that all machines have a machine spirit in them, and in 40k, when enough people believe something, it becomes true. It can have a physical interaction in the warp.
Changing magazine. Ammunition cache here. Deployment has begun.
Rites of activation have been observed. The generators hum in the machine god's name. Crane sequencing initialized. Delivering payload.
What are your opinions on the Legion of the Damned Chatters or Demons of the Emperor? I don't think so. I don't think they are anyway.
Hold generator 3, brothers.
Generator 3 is discharging at regular current. Eliminates these unholy fluctuations.
I took care of him.
X-axis aligned. By the omniscience
For
of the
hostiles at Generator 2.
This is a precise operation. We will have to hold out.
instability detected in Generator 2. Operator requested.
Pathetic tyranny of abomination.
Oh shoot.
Zone throat, beware its mind bend.
And it's down.
Attention. Crane drive is jammed. Perform the necessary cleansing to resume operation. Drive train resumed. Begin the course of locomotion, adepts. My axis
Let us keep that swarm from ever reaching generator 4.
0.0 nanometers. Blessed be the Omnissiah's divine precision.
Hold
out a while longer.
violent
The
dismay
seed is nearly done.
elevated forward in progress. Punish the ignorant iconoclasts.
Gotta get through him.
Brace yourself, brothers! More are incoming!
Vacate generator false cowling. Climbing is not permitted while in operation. Generator fall is suffering mechanistic palpitations. Provide service.
Gotta hold him back. There we go.
There's an observation platform overlooking the Promethium fields. It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
Alright, that was quick. A little rougher than I expected, but we got through it. What's my favorite type of garlic bread? I don't really have a favorite type of garlic bread. Like, I just like garlic bread. Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. I'm gonna get some ammo, and then we're gonna move on.
Equipment cache of grenades.
Raven, what does the successor chapters even do? Successor chapters are basically just off-branch chapters from the original 20 legions. They are assigned to different parts of the galaxy or to do different tasks. But they all have the same focus to fight the enemies of man. So next DC for Space Marine 2 is Tech Marines. Any thoughts? I didn't hear that, but if that's it, cool. I would have taken a Librarian instead, but Tech Marine's nice. But like, for example, my Black Cobras are a successor chapter, and they have their own specific duties.
Rearming. Fresh munitions. Resupply. Releasing frag grenade. Put your fire, brother.
We have arrived at Nose's facility. Run distraction
Lictor.
methods as long as you can.
Will be broken.
I will hold you to that.
Got him.
No more surprises from this lictor.
Rally point established.
Anyway. Do you believe the Uned can stop She Who Thirst? I don't know. Are Sisters of Battle enhanced humans? No, they're normal humans. Sisters of Battle are just normal humans who have really good armor, weapons, and very powerful faith. They are not augmetically enhanced like Space Marines are. Space Marines are given augmetics and special genetic enhancements. Sisters of Battle are not. Oh my god, Carnifex.
Slow sour.
Thoughts on Logan Grimnar? You talk about him a lot. Do I? Oh yeah, because of the Space Wolves. I just don't like the Space Wolves. The only Space Wolf I like is Lehman Russ.
The flame you stand against better than any war.
He's the only Space Wolf I like.
No telling what surprises await.
Rip and tear work for Doomslayer? Yeah, it's kind of how it goes here. Could you see the Red Awake being a child of Conrad or Korax? It's possible. I mean, it's possible. That's what some people suspect.
Captain. But we are prepared.
Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done.
I see them coming, brothers. You are clear to ignite when ready.
Here they come. Which chapter would Doomslayer join? Little late for joining anything. You have to join when you're a child.
Clear the perimeter.
Now.
Igniting perimeter breach. Ready for
The bulk of the swarm is continuing along the protected path. Continue holding.
Whoa. Oh, Zoanthrope, that's why.
Console's alive. I offer my service.
Come here, you. That's how it is.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up.
Got him. What chapter would Doomslayer... oh yeah, I already answered that. Honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, if I were to pick a chapter for him to join, Blood Angels would kind of work.
The walls will not stop them for long.
The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my mark.
You don't think he'd bother joining any of them? He just go straight to the warp? Well, a lot of Space Marines ended up going to the warp. Look at Caldor. Actually, you know what? That's who he joined. He joined the Grey Knights. Doomslayer would join the Grey Knights without question.
You are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards.
We end this now.
Valiant to Titans. Greetings from the fire.
Tyranid bioscience down 90%. and fallen. Swarm annihilation confirmed. Excellent work. Move to extract. Thunderhawk arriving at evac point. Ramp down and ready.
We can make it! Keep going!
Anyway.
Extraction complete. Returning to orbit. Commendable one.
Also, wait, did you mean religious principles? Because I thought it was work principles. I meant life principles. I meant personal principles. Like, when it comes to the slanderous video, people keep asking me why I responded to it. Why is it a big deal? Why would I bother? It doesn't affect me. And my response is something my dad taught me. If you can't stick to your principles when faced with adversity, what good are they? It's one thing to talk a big game and say, I'm a Christian, I stand by this, I believe this. But then suddenly when the people you respect or the people that you stood by do something wrong, now your principles are in question, you know? And that's part of the problem. I got a comment today from someone saying, hey dude, why does it matter to you? This video has nothing to do with you, why respond to it? And I said, here's the reason. Because Slanders was someone that I thought was a friend. For a long time I thought that he was a friend. I didn't always agree with the things he said, but I thought that he was my friend. I learned now that's not true, but at the time I thought he was. And I said in a video that I admired his content and liked it. But then this video comes out, and now suddenly I'm at a crossroads. I don't support this video and I think it's terrible. But I also said that I like him and I think he's a friend. So what do? Do I stay silent and just go, oh, well, you know, I'm going to keep supporting him? Or do I stand by, or do I stick to my principles and say, no, I think this is heinous and he did wrong? So that's what I mean. If you don't stand by your principles when you have to make a difficult decision, what good are your principles? And that's why I made the video. This wasn't about me trying to take a moral high ground. This wasn't about me trying to get views or clout. Honestly, it was so that I could get ahead of the problem so that people didn't assume that I supported this because of what I said about slanderers in the past. I wanted to make my stance and make it clear. I don't support this. I don't approve of it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it was wrong. And if people want to hate me for that or say, oh, you're a soft, you're a pussy, you're whatever, fine. You can call me what you want. Trust me, they've called me everything by now. They've called me just about everything by now. I've seen shit said about me in Discord servers and in DMs and in the comments section that make me very, very sad to hear people say that. Considering all the work I've done for this channel and all the things I've tried to do for this community, it makes me very sad to think that because I say I don't support this and I think it was wrong, suddenly now I'm a problem. That hurts. Especially right after losing a very good friend who I had to leave, had to say goodbye to for good, after losing a job, after all the stuff that I've gone through and lost. This is not something I wanted to deal with, but I am having to deal with. And so when people ask me, why did you bother? You know what? There's a small part of me that says you shouldn't have bothered. I should have just kept my mouth shut and said nothing. But then there's another part of me, a very loud part, that says, if you can't stand by your principles now, when can you? And my principle says, when someone acts like this, especially when it's someone you're a friend, when it's someone you considered a friend and an ally, then it's time to stand up. It's time to say something. And of course, people are going to say, oh, you wanted clout, you wanted views. That wasn't the reason I made it. But if you want to make that argument, why did Slanders make his video if it wasn't for clout or views? There was a verse in the book of Ephesians. It says, "Do not partake in the darkness of this world, but rather call it out." I think it's Ephesians 5:11, if I'm remembering right. It's a verse that I have to hold on to right now. I don't care what he makes now, Samuel. I really don't. I've said my piece. I've said what I need to. Honestly, making more response videos won't stop him. He'll just make what he wants. He'll keep making more. Because as far as he's concerned, it's content, and that's all he cares about. It's all he wants. He wants attention, and this got him attention. I didn't make the video because I wanted attention. I made the video to make a stand. But I will not make any more. Because General Fujikiyo, God bless him, he got some screenshots from Slanders' channel that he posted and put in his video that revealed that as far back as 2023, his community has hated my guts. And they've said heinous things about me, including that they wanted to dox me. And the fact that this was allowed, that this was just accepted in his channel. What a friend, right? What a friend.
Our Vox transmissions are not reaching the astropathic relay station. The source of the interference lies in heretic-occupied territory. Locate and destroy whatever is jamming our communications.
You will be on your own from here. The Emperor protects.
I have felt
We pursue the heretics into
very alone these last few days.
Understood. Damocles out.
I've just felt very alone.
I see a vial. Forward into the fray. We shall ignite valor in Cadian hearts. Score my arms together. The Xenos infestation. Strike my down!
We owe you our lives. We've been without Vox or support for hours, but we might be the last ones here.
Traitors are disrupting our Voxnet.
That explains the unnatural aura about. The Xenos have been throwing themselves at some odd-looking barrier nearby. Probably the only reason they haven't overrun us. You might be after the same thing.
Keep going forward.
Go ahead, man. You got it. Ah, Space Wolf.
For the Emperor! Look. A warpfire bulwark protects the Thousand Suns position.
The Thousand Suns do not want the Xenos penetrating the cathedral.
It just sucks sometimes. Like, maybe if I hadn't been going through all this other stuff on top of it, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I have been. There's been a lot of stuff going on in my life at once, and all this on top of it really, really hurts. And it's hard for me to talk to people about it because, you know, like, there are people who've got it worse than I do, for sure. I'm not trying to minimize the impact that people like Wextra or Fujikyo have gone through for all this. Like, Wextra's had it really bad. They've sent her death threats and talked about how much they want to hurt her, which, again, absolutely heinous. They should all be ashamed, which they're not. They're not ashamed. They don't care. That's what's worse. They think it's all funny. They think it's all a joke. And I still haven't heard anything about Jodan. If he loses his job, I swear I will lose my shit.
The world this Xenos sought to consume now consumes its carcass. Let's steal red!
My condolences on your friend. Yeah, Eric was a friend. Eric was a friend. And Jodan, what's happening to him is so unfair. He was actually my former boss at Longhorns. He was the manager, helped me get the job. And he even said, you know, like, if I needed a summer job, if something didn't work out, he'd help me get a summer job. You know, he's a really great guy. I might not have enjoyed working at Longhorns all that much, but, you know, he was a good guy, and he made working there fun. You know, he was a nice guy, one of the coolest guys you'd ever meet. You know, just all in all, a great person. And now he could lose his job, he could be fired, and for one of the most evil reasons I can think of, not because of anything he did, but because there's an evil bitch who works there who is trying to ruin him and get him fired, and I actually am furious about it. I am actually livid about the whole thing.
Hold fast, brothers! It will crumble long before we...
Sever its ties to this world.
We have sacked the traitor shrine! Demons worship it! Commencing reload! Silence their call for aid! Extermination is coming! Target that demon!
Sorcerer's deceitful tongue silenced.
Reloading magazine!
Another blasphemous curse. Expunged in a drop of those.
Breaking that should provide a damn good distraction.
has refueled. This fell altar is ready to topple.
Raise that heretical.
We have excised the corruption.
Quite a distraction. Let us use it.
Now we reclaim our hallowed ground from the traitors.
I'll wait on the gang here. Why does she hate Jodan? She's a manager at the restaurant. She's another manager there. She's the same one who got Daniel fired, my buddy Daniel, who was another manager. She's honestly jealous. She's jealous of the fact that Jodan is a general manager. She's jealous of the fact that he is liked and loved by his employees, and she is not as well liked. Like, it irks her to no end. And so she just wants to remove him so that she can take his spot. And what she did to try to get rid of him is so evil. What they did was, I'm not even kidding. Here's what they did. This is gonna blow your mind. Get this. So Jodan's wife, Tina, she often comes to help. You know, she comes to help us out. You know. And one night, she is helping to roll silverware in the back because it was a busy night. We were low on silverware, so she was in the back rolling silverware. One of Andrea's little henchmen, someone who sucks up to her, took pictures of her rolling silverware and sent them to Pete, the regional manager. See, according to Darden law, or Darden rules, non-employees cannot work in the kitchen. Non-employees cannot do any work in the kitchen.
Though I shall savor the cries of these heretics.
And because of that, that means that even if it's helping out the restaurant, and even though Tina is Jodan's wife, she's not an employee, so her doing any work is against the rules. And so they are using that against Jodan to get him fired.
The traitor tasted the Imperium's justice. The armory
What the hell? I activated my med kit, but whatever. Hey, $2 from that woman I can't stay Baldur's Gate with the girlfriend. Okay, thank you for the $2. Have fun.
Another alien falls to the Imperium's keep.
So what they're doing to Jodan is heinous. What happened to Eric is sad. And on top of all that, dealing with all this absolute debauchery and hate. It's becoming a lot to handle. It is becoming a lot to handle. And you know what else is funny? Like, it's something I never thought about, but I do find it funny. Someone told me that they tried to join Slanderous's server, but were chased out because apparently they made a joke where they said hell-o, like HELL-O, instead of just your typical hello. And they apparently mocked them and hated on them for this, saying, this is a Christian server, get the hell out. Now, I didn't understand why they would do that. None of the things that these people seem to stand for reflect Christian values or Christian teachings. So why on earth would they do that? And the Spooky Wizard made an interesting point. And I think he may be right. He said, you know, they might have done it as a attack or mockery of Raven. Because Raven is a known Christian. He is very outspoken about his faith. And it's possible that they wanted to mock him for that. Like they basically wanted to mock the idea that he's a Christian and that he stands for such things. I don't know if that's true. But if it is true, well, that says a great deal about them, doesn't it? Hey, my wife hates me gaming. Yeah, I didn't mind stopping by. Hope your stream went well the other night.
The Emperor sees your impious aim. I should wait until all are present.
Yeah, I saw you were rocking Shugo. That was cool, man. All right, guys, come on, let's get moving.
Healing wounds. Waste nothing, brothers. Follow me through. For the Emperor!
Of course these cowards would lurk underground.
For the Emperor!
Favorite operations mission? This is probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite.
Is the mechanism damaged?
Trolls will grant us access.
We must perform cleansing rites upon the mechanisms.
Where shall I plant this flag?
The machine's spirit requires a further rite.
Bilateral security. We need to authorize one of terminal
before it died down.
They threatened Wexford too? Yeah, they were doing all that yesterday. They were all talking about how they wanted to kill her, grape her, like all this awful stuff. If I'm being 100%, I think they have way too much bitch in their blood to really do anything. I think that they're talking a lot more smack than they'll actually deliver. The majority of them, I think, are the equivalent of middle school boys who think that they can be cool by talking a lot of smack. But that doesn't make it good. That doesn't make it good or excusable. Oh, shoot.
appease the lips the she slipped.
Jump pack refuel.
Got him.
Water them, blood. 1,000 suns tasted. Avenging angel at your disposal.
We must progress together, brothers.
No going back. The armory provides.
The Emperor's judgment will be delayed no longer.
Nah, it's fine, Corsair. Just it's what it is, man. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is that way. Just it's one of those things where, honestly, I just feel more alone these days than I have in a long time. It's one thing after another when you're dealing with this stuff, and I just want it to be over. That's all there is to it. I just want it to be over. I want to finally get out of this valley that I'm walking through and actually climb a mountain, you know? I miss the vacation we took to North Carolina to see the mountains, and I kind of miss the peacefulness of it. I miss just, you know, how beautiful it was and how peaceful it was. Now it just feels like everything's just not working out, man. That's what it's at. That's where it's at right now. Hey, Lark, hope you had fun, man.
Domination of flesh and an aura of demonic malfeasance.
Summon all your powers, friends, for we face a demon host.
Look how it is bound to the altars. We'll need to cut these ties.
See how your false emperor flagellates mankind with the ashes of a failed legacy. Join us and be free of his flesh and his lies.
Avoid its searing lashes.
What faction besides the Imperium Man do I like? The Orcs are funny, and the Necrons are fascinating. But I will always be an Imperium fan.
What you say sets me free. Severing its bindings.
Release his sorcery axe. Flimsy as your conviction.
The mind's eye senses your basest desires. What's the demon sorcery of banality? Can we not choke it with the bindings instead?
Now we wait.
My blood burns as you. My eyes seek cover.
The demon's grip on reality.
My chains cry.
readies for an arcane assault. Cannot finish it just yet. Seek cover! What's the demon sorcery? Your affront to existence ends now, demon.
Alright, that took care of that. Then what do I think of Chaos? I hate him. I think Chaos is incredibly overrated and given way too much love by the developers. The developers basically have Chaos do everything and win everything. But yeah. Sorry I had to rant there for a little bit, guys. I'm dealing with a lot. I really am. I'll get through it. I always do. Like, I get through this stuff, but yeah, it's what it is. All right. Let me grab a charger real quick. My tablet's about to die, and if it dies, I won't be able to read chat. All right, back. Where I put my remote? I literally just... Oh, I set it down over there. That's why. Got it. I forgot which of the Chaos God is his, if he loses, it's all part of his Zinch. Zinch is the one who always says if he loses, it was part of the plan. All right. I'll probably do 2 more matches and then call it a night. Let's do one of these. I like termination.
Want to issue commands to the service guards for your convenience. Functions are
Anyway, yep. All right, let's do this. Looks like I'm going in with Ultramarines. Alright. Let's do this. I'm ready.
The Tyranids have already established their capillary towers. They mean to harvest this planet's biomass. They will take Kadaku, but we will make them pay for it. Those towers, they're bio-titan. Find a way to bring them both down. Trap them in their own filth. Acadian platoon has taken a position near an abandoned Imperial fortress. Their weapons will lead the counterattack. The Acadian commander can brief you on the fortress's current status.
We will coordinate with the Cadian commander. A challenge.
Lecture's playing Elder Scrolls Online? Really? Well, give her my best. Tell her that I wish her well, and I'm sorry that I had to duck out of her stream.
Even with your aid, we do not have the forces to penetrate the main
Is the new mission any fun? Yeah, I like it.
Get those cannons roaring.
This path will lead you into the jungle and towards the fortress. May the Emperor grant you success.
We should not waste time when there is a battle that calls to us.
But yeah, I think the new mission's pretty fun. We might do that last.
No fire back now. The Tyranid forces are strong here, Captain. We must gain access to the fortress's weapons.
The front gate is inaccessible, so you must enter from below. Fortress schematics show a waste reclamation center. Travel beneath the Tyranids and up into the fortress.
Waste reclamation. That's who it is then.
Disappointing!
Where were you guys? I fought all that by myself.
Smells like fresh munitions. Grapnel launcher set. Your marksmanship leaves something to be desired.
Tread carefully, Desmond.
Better get the apothecary to check your eyes.
Now is no time for chips.
Brother, I am really testing your patience.
Considering my aim, you are also testing the strength of your spine.
That took care of them. Remote with you on the Emperor being a Chaos God of Order. I understand that he could become a Chaos God, but I don't think he actually is one.
One down. Trillions to go.
are the Black Cobra successors to the Dark Angels. They are a chimeric gene seed.
Always managed to charge
A chimeric gene seed means that they have 2 or more Primarch gene seeds within their helix.
armory master.
What needs that?
They have the Dark Angels and the White Scars. They embody the knightly discipline and structure of the Dark Angels, as well as their battle acumen, but the cultural idealism and spiritual nature of the White Scars.
Fresh cuts. Equipment found. Expunge the obstacles. Sending synaptic servant slaughtered.
What do the Black Cobras like to do in their spare time? Well, mostly they are constantly on the move or traveling to new locations to battle, but they do practice certain things, like they practice, hold on. I'm in the middle of the thing. When I'm surrounded like this, I have to lock in. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so the question was what they like to do in their spare time. They usually play competitive sports. They also... Whoa, what? Oh, shit.
I was about to do that.
1 second. We've got a Ravager and we cannot ignore that. Where is it? Stop hiding, you coward. Got it. They also tell stories. One of the other things that they like to do is they tell stories. They'll like sit around and share tales and stories of their childhood and upbringing. They'll often tell stories of their families.
The hive ships are moving into range.
Some of them also, if they land on planets for long periods of time, practice hunting. They try to compete to catch larger and more difficult prey on different planets that they go to. Like, they basically have a warrior lifestyle, but they also have a bit of martial stoicism. Does that answer your question? They sound like absolute bros. The Black Cobras do have a strong sense of social order, and they also believe certainly in compassion. That's something that they hold very dear to their hearts.
Book available. View your packs, brothers.
Remember how I said in my video about the salamanders that I wanted to create a Dark Angel who was compassionate, but I was told I couldn't? The Black Cobras are kind of my answer to that. I decided to make a non-salamander chapter that was honestly good, but with elements that made them warriors. That's how the Black Cobras came to me. Do the Black Cobras have any dark secrets? They do. They have a few. Their biggest secret is their origin. How they were made, because their origin is rather dark. Raven, is there a hierarchy system between dreadnoughts of the same faction? There can be. do the Black Cobras have any internal conflicts? I asked because you like the Dark Angel conflict. The Black Cobras don't have any personal conflict within their own order. They do have internal rivalries, like some of the captains compete with each other a lot, and there are disagreements among them. But they don't have like an equivalent of the Fallen. And their stance on the Fallen is, we'll hunt them if we find them, but they're not our top priority. But yeah, their biggest dark secret is their origin. They don't want their origin being known to the wider Imperium. I mean, it's not something like they're not going to kill an entire planet if they found out, but it's something they'd rather not get out. Who are the Fallen? The Fallen are Dark Angels traitors from the Horus Heresy era. Basically, they're Dark Angels who betrayed the Lion. The Dark Angels have made it their mission to try to find and kill all of them. And it's their most dark and well-kept secret.
Let us rectify this. These are merely weeds. We must cut down the spores at their roots.
The Tyranid infestation will grow no more.
Do they work for Chaos? Some Fallen do. Other Fallen are just confused and misunderstood. You see, basically what happened with the Fallen was Luther, who was Lion's second in command, kind of, also like a father figure to him. Luther became very jealous of the Lion, and when he was sent back to Caliban, their home planet, to basically work on recruitment and readying the next batch of Dark Angels, Chaos basically got to him and convinced him that he needed to overthrow the Lion. And so he started turning all the Dark Angels, or at least some of them, against the Lion, claiming that he was an enemy. So when the Lion showed up back on Caliban, he ordered his men to fire on the Lion. And so suddenly, all of Caliban is firing on the Lion. The Lion believes that they've turned traitor and goes to war with them. And there are several Dark Angels on planet who are like, wait, what's going on? Why is the Lion attacking us? What's happening? And so it was all kinds of confusion. So there are plenty of Dark Angel Fallen who are still loyal, but are just lost and confused and being hunted. And then there are other who are genuinely chaotic.
You cannot enter the fortress until the entire system is activated.
But yeah, when I was designing the Black Cobras, I didn't really focus on the Fallen aspect. Like, if they know about the Fallen, because I haven't even decided if they know, because the Dark Angels may not know that they are brothers. The Dark Angels may not realize that they're a successor chapter. Because keep in mind, their origin is incredibly secretive. The Inquisition doesn't want people to know why they exist or how they exist. Hey, Leodoxus.
We are inside the fortress, Captain.
Good. Head up to the cannons and remind the Xenos of whom they dare to attack.
Do you believe Erebus and Lucius the Eternal deserve the hate from 40k? Yeah. I hate him. I think they are absolutely very annoying characters. Erebus is hated by everyone, and with good reason, and Lucius is just an annoying prick.
Ordnance on me.
Alright, am I doing any more Twitch streams? Yeah, I'll do another one probably this week. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided. Have any Dark Angels been like, don't tell me what to do, Dad, when it comes to Lion's Order Forgive the Fallen? They will never fully disobey the Lion, but they definitely have issues. Like, Asmodai definitely is not happy. Oh, hi, a Lictor. Is Lion a Primarch? Yeah, Lionel Johnson is the first Primarch. You gotta watch my Dark Angels video, bro. Any word on the tournaments? What tournaments? Who is Asmodai? Asmodai is the chief chaplain of the Dark Angels. He is known as their chief interrogator chaplain, and he is very, very brutal in his interrogation techniques. We got a Neothrope, guys. Hey, big guy. There you go, you got him. Why are Erebus and Lucius so hated? Erebus is the person who basically ruined the Emperor's plans because he was the one who basically started driving people to chaos. And Lucius is just annoying. His power and abilities make him incredibly annoying. The Raven Community Tournament in Toronto, when you were the announcer, great job, by the way. Well, yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was great, but I haven't planned any new ones yet. Like, I'm still having to deal with some of the stuff from the first one. What the hell? That was weird. Anyway, do you have any significant named characters in your homebrew Sisters of Battle order? There's Christina, Madeline, Canoness Johanna, Arabella, Satine, and
The Tyranids seem to know you're close. They are amassing at the fortress.
yeah, those are the ones off the top of my head.
From all sides, and we will meet them.
Are the Emperor's Children your least favorite Chaos Legion? No, the Emperor's Children are not my least favorite, I would say. They're annoying, they're definitely down there, but they're not my least favorite.
Stand firm. We will not be intimidated by this. It will fall to the Emperor's.
Who is then? It's hard to tell. I really don't like any of them, so it's hard. That's why I've taken so long to rank the Chaos Legions because I just don't like any of them. I think they're all annoying. Maybe the Alpha Legion.
You are near the last cannons. You will need to find the manual controls to operate them.
The Night Lords, I don't really... The Night Lords annoy me too, if I'm being honest. I know that they're loved, but I really don't get it.
The Tyranids cannot stand against our attacks for long. The Hierophant attacks. Defensive positions. Keep clear of its foulness. More attacks like that, and this are pointless. Brothers, it retaliates. Mind your position.
All right.
Smells like fresh munitions.
Weapons ready. Awaiting target. Aim and fire with a sidearm. The Tyranids
Depleted. Engage auxiliary generators to resume firing.
The Hierophant attacks. Defend positions. Activation complete. Cannons loaded.
Government system link has been established. All space connected.
The Titan launches its missiles. Avoid the Tyranids' explosion. It does bleed. Good. Witness the might of you. If the Tyranid dares to attack us. Do not let the Tyranids' weapon taint you. It does bleed. The Titan will empower the last cannons. Initiate the generators.
Could a Tyranid bioform kill Lucius without feeling pride? Probably not, because there have been plenty instances where Lucius has died to something that shouldn't feel pride, and yet he still came back. So I don't think it's possible.
Fill them with energy from the generators. Generator is running.
Last cannons charged. Targeted the Tyranid.
You cannot shrug off our cannon. We have incoming.
Keep light between you and the Xenos weapon. Time to end this battle. have more to do. The Titan flies at us. Avoid contamination. Activate the generators and restore the cannon.
I gotcha. But if y'all want to know anything more about the Black Cobras, let me know. I love talking about them.
Generators shall nourish our cannons.
What inspired the name the Black Cobras? Like, do you mean for me or the chapter? Like, what inspired me to make them that, or why did they decide to name themselves that?
Cannons ready.
Both. Well, there aren't a lot of snake themes in Warhammer 40k in terms of the Imperium, and I thought that'd be a good one to use. And I've always liked cobras. Cobras are really cool, and I remember seeing a beautiful image of a cobra with black sheened scales, and I thought that'd be a really cool design. But as for why they named themselves that, on their planet, there is a giant cobra that's about 20 meters in length. And this cobra is basically symbiotic to the humans that live there. It doesn't see humans as food. It feeds on the giant rodents that live on the planet. And so they treat the creatures as very special. They are guardians to humans because they eat the rodents which feed on humans, because those rodents are enormous. They're the size of horses. And so these cobras are very helpful. And so they decided to name the Space Marines after these cobras. But again, their origins are a very, very big secret that the Inquisition doesn't want to get out, because essentially the Inquisition did not want the Black Cobras to exist. What's your review on the Blood Angels and Blood Ravens chapter? They have not had any interaction with the Blood Ravens. They worked with the Blood Angels once, and they didn't have any problems. Could we get some lore about the Cobra's chapter master? His name is Ieyasu Raigo. He is known as the King Cobra. Do they hate the Space Wolves? They don't hate them, they just don't really have a lot of respect for them. But Ieyasu Raigo is a very skilled and powerful warrior. He earned his position as the chapter master by dueling the Rat, which is a Chaos Plague Marine monster, essentially. One second. We'll keep it as is. And he basically earned the respect of everyone within his chapter. He's basically beloved. They all think that he is the coolest dude ever. And so that's why they refer to him as the King Cobra, master of the chapter. He is known for battling with a large power curved sword like a Nodachi, like what the Kensei uses. He's known for battling with a giant curved blade. And he calls the Fang of the Serpent. Let me go ahead and switch to my next one. Have the Inquisition tried to kill the giant cobra? The Inquisition have never actively tried to kill the Black Cobras, but they didn't expect... The thing is, they didn't expect the Black Cobras to live this long. They didn't expect the Black Cobras to last as long as they have. That's the problem. Oh, he's going to be going now. Okay, then we'll go sniper. See, here's what basically happened. There was a large orc force that was on its way to the Imperial space. They knew that a typical guard unit would not be able to hold it, so they illegally tried to create a Space Marine Chimeric chapter during the Primaris stuff, during all the Primaris founding stuff. They tried to get that started, and hold on, let me pick one. I don't want that one. Actually, I did say I'd do the last one, but I don't want to do sniper for that last one. Let's pick another class for that. So they created this Black Cobra Chimeric Gene Seed chapter with the specific purpose to hold off this orc invasion, but they would receive no backup. They would basically receive no backup. Their only goal was to stall the orc invasion and then hopefully fill in once they were all dead. That was basically their plan. Heinous as that is, that was essentially the plan. I'll go tactical again. Tactical is a good one for this. And so that was the plan. They were just supposed to fight and die. That was it. And unfortunately, the orcs got distracted by a Tyranid attack. And yeah, that was it. That they got distracted, and so the Black Cobras weren't needed to deal with those orcs anymore. Because they weren't needed to deal with the orcs anymore, the Black Cobras managed to survive. Now, you might think, okay, the Inquisition could just go in and finish them off, but not long after that happened, not long after the orcs got distracted, suddenly the Black Cobras were pulled into another battle against a Chaos Band, which was the Apostles of the Apostles of Plague. And so they got into a fight with a Chaos Marine faction, and this is what led many to believe that they were a special and important successor chapter. And so now the Inquisition can't really touch them without pissing everyone off, because they held off this Chaos Marine band very effectively. All right, let's go Bulwark. Space Wolf. Okay. All right, I'll change, you jerk. Or he's gonna change. Good. Anyway, what faction would you consider their rivals? The ultimate rival of the Black Cobras are the Plague Apostles. Do Primarchs have wives or lovers, and can they conceive biological children? They cannot have children, but they can have wives. Fulgrim had many wives, in fact. There's nothing wrong with a Primarch having a wife, but they can't conceive children. What would the drawback be if the Imperium made Space Marines and Custodians as fast as they can make Guardsmen? It would be incredibly hard to control them all. And there may be a chance that Space Marines might start to feel that they could overthrow humanity itself. How much percent of Warhammer knowledge would you say you know? Like 40% of the lore? I know a lot about the Imperium of Man, and I know a pretty decent amount about Chaos, but everything else, not so much. The Black Cobras are awesome. They even use polearm weapons. Yeah, that's what I like about them. I've designed them to be melee specialists who use polearm weapons. Hey, Riven, are the Gray or Mary Stews and the other are there Gary or Mary Stews and other factions of Warhammer 40k? Yeah, every faction has their Gary Stews or Mary Stews. Are there any Space Wolf groups that deal with the Wolven? What do you mean deal with? The Space Wolves completely accept the Wolven. Raven, have you made any guard regiments? Yes, I have made some. But I don't have them as detailed as I do the Order of the Sacred Spear or the Black Cobras.
The Mechanicus facility on Avarax, and we do not know why. Captain Akaran has tasked me to aid in your retrieval of them. Atmospheric conditions are suboptimal to mission deployment and evacuation. This is as close as I can get you to the Longinus Gamma facility.
We might request additional armaments for that.
What's my favorite guard regiment?
Take heed, Viridian.
Not sure I have one.
Target acquisition vectors.
There are a lot that I really like, but I don't know if I really have one.
And stay together. Projecting a sense of tactical dominance may deter it from attacking. For now. Advance! If the Xenos do not
Brace for the beast! Move, but keep pressing forward! Smoking out magazine. Grab one shot. You know what I'm not fighting.
Are there any mercenary groups or companies in 40k? Yeah, there are. Hey Raven, does the Black Cobra have their own Primarch? No, they're a chimeric gene seed, which means that their gene seed is made from 2 Primarchs. Alright, later Samuel.
What needs gravity?
Do not stall here. Move!
Tarry not!
Can Space Marines and Guardsmen recruit people from hive gangs? Yeah, they can.
Look, the beast changes.
Usually they have to be very young, like children, but they can do it. Does the Lion know about the Black Cobras? He does. I don't know if he knows that they are made from his gene seed. He probably does. He can probably tell, but oh shit, he jumped right out at me. But he has not made any official contact with them. Do the Cobras turn to Saint like mutes if the gene seed implantation doesn't go right? Nah, mostly they just become envenomed.
The Trigon's exoskeleton would repair any of our covered conditions.
Has Jay made the Cobras Shatter Master? No, he hasn't drawn any of the Cobras. What type of polearms are a favorite of the Black Cobras? They'll use a lot, but mostly glaives and the like.
Prepare to reposition.
Does Gorilla Man know about them? Yeah, Gilliman knows about them. And as long as they're doing their job, he allows them. Who are the Thunder Warriors and what happened to them? The Thunder Warriors were the precursors of the Space Marines. They were basically what the Emperor used to subjugate Terra. And the problem with the Thunder Warriors is they were incredibly large, powerful, and strong, probably even more so than Space Marines, but they were barbarically powerful and flawed, and so they could not be used to subjugate the galaxy or for long-term warfare, so they had to be destroyed.
A lift station lies just ahead, Meridian. Considering the Trigon's presence...
Why have you been getting hate? Because of the slanderous video. I made a response video to it, saying that I didn't agree with it, and I've been getting some hate for that. Hey Raven, is there a difference between a chapter master and a Primarch? Yes, an enormous difference, an absolutely gigantic difference. And that's what a Primarch is created from the genes of the Emperor himself, and they are basically the equivalent of demigods. A chapter master is just a space marine who's given authority over a chapter. I'm sorry to hear, but man, why this seems dumb. Well, the thing is, there are always going to be people who hate you for standing up for your principles and what you believe. I believe that what Slanders did was wrong. I believe that it was inappropriate and wicked of him to do, and I do not support it. And there are going to be those who want to defend him for doing it because they enjoy the debauchery, they enjoy the debasement, and the fact that he's willing to fulfill their desires. And it's very unfortunate. I hate that they bully, I hate that they harass, I hate that they do all this. But that's what it is. Why is Bile hated by all the Chaos Legions in his own Primarch? Fabius Bile? Oh, he's not really hated by everybody. There are plenty who like him, but, you know, it's partially because he thinks of himself as superior to everyone, but then again, he's an Emperor's child. That goes without saying. Have the Cobras met or interacted with the Lamenters? No, they have not. Keep in mind, the Black Cobras have only been around for a brief period. They haven't gotten the chance to interact with everyone.
Keep going forward.
Out of all the stuff they've added to the game, what's your favorite? Some of the missions are really, really fun. Some of the missions are really fun.
Ignoel Nutrien welcomes you to Longinus Gamma Bio Research Facility. Please do not disturb the lift. It would be a waste. Use the silence to contemplate your future.
Hey Raven, are there any Primarchs that are annoying to you? Yeah, there are plenty. I find Fulgrim very annoying. I think Perturabo is a petty child half the time. I think Alfarius Omegon are confusing as fuck.
Do you know what Galio and Nutrien achieved together? Ask about Project Zeta-6 if you ever speak to him again.
Let Magos Galio deal with the wayward servo scum.
But yeah, those are the ones that come to mind when I think of ones that really annoy me. Oh yeah, Horus. Horus annoys me too, no question. Horus definitely annoys me, but for obvious reasons, I'd say.
I doubt that colossal Xenos operation can shoot through these walls.
Are nothing to Xenos filth.
I hope they avoid the Minotaurs. I'd actually really enjoy seeing if the Minotaurs would actually try to take them. That'd be an interesting fight. Actually, hey Lark! That's an interesting question that just came up. Wanted your opinion. Who would, in a skirmish battle, who would win, the Minotaurs or the Black Cobras?
The gun beast is down.
Minotaurs or the Black Cobras in a skirmish.
Like if these two grabbed a couple squads and had a skirmish to the skirmish, who would come out on top?
I'm gonna go with the Black Cobras simply because the Minotaurs are gonna be better in a longer drawn-out fight. But the Black Cobras are gonna be better at striking fast and bouncing.
It sounds about right to me.
That's
I found grenades.
Yeah, but I agree with Lark there. That's a good point. What are the Minotaurs? They're a cursed successor chapter, based on Spartans from Greek mythology, not Greek mythology, from Greek history, and they are certifiably nuts. They take pleasure in hunting and fighting other space marines, because they love the challenge. So if there's a Space Marine chapter that the Inquisition wants destroyed, they will send the Minotaurs. In fact, when the High Lords of Terra were pissed with Gilliman, they tried to get the Minotaurs to take him out. And after one good fight with Gilliman, they learned their lesson and realized, oh yeah, he's a Primarch. We shouldn't be fucking with that. Do they really look like Minotaurs? No.
We must move as one.
Which Primarch deserves a better origin story? Dorn, I guess.
Fresh magazine. That's the last of the filthy Xenos. We were bred for this. Rearm. Advance on our...
I forgot what even is Dorn's backstory. Exactly. Yeah, literally, exactly. That's why I say he needs a better one. His backstory's so forgettable, even I don't remember it. Like, literally, I thought about all the Primarch's backstories. I realized I didn't even remember what Dorn's was, and I said, that's right, Dorn.
Status. The facility is well stuffed in mining gear. Requisition melter charges to eradicate the tunnels and halt the infestation.
Find the melter ordnance with dispatch.
Would Gilliman be a weaker fighter among his Primarch brothers? Yeah, Gilliman is not nearly as strong as his brothers. Gilliman is among the weaker tier Primarchs. He's not the weakest, I'd say, but he's definitely not the strongest.
Sterilize these burrows of Xenos.
Is the Emperor still alive? Yes, he is, but in a stasis. He's alive in the same way that someone on life support is alive. They're there, they're functioning, but they are not well.
Melter fire will cauterize and fuse their tunnels shut.
The medal for the weakest Primarch, unfortunately, belongs to Lorgar. Unfortunately, yes, Lorgar probably takes the reward for weakest Primarch. Yep.
We dare not be late to apprehend this Mitri.
He's just not much of a fighter, I'm afraid.
There is no going...
Inside the facility, you'll find...
I'm glad you remember his lore, Lord Cath. I did not, and most of us did not. Because he's a boring-ass motherfucker.
If you missed our binary discourses, you could have sent communication.
Weakest Primarch goes to 2 or 11. Just because they're dead now doesn't mean they were the weakest.
Tissue. Remember, meat lacks efficiency, whereas metallic alloys stave off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far you have fallen, Ignoel, that I must drag you back into the light.
Oh shoot, Lichter.
I shall cover those limbs first. Join me directly.
Come out and fight me, you coward.
Behold, the supreme follow me through.
Was the desolation of Baal a massive L for the Blood Angels? What do you think?
Behold the truth of my faults. I am but a humble...
What was the Emperor's original plan? To conquer the stars and the galaxy, to basically make humanity the ultimate race in the galaxy, to secure a safe path through the warp so that humanity would be able to move seamlessly between the stars, to get rid of the Chaos Gods altogether, to destroy the dangerous Xenos. He wanted humanity to live peacefully in the stars, but then the Horus Heresy fucked all that up.
Stand by the terminal and cut the tech priest's connection.
This console's connection is shut down.
Restore power and grant the fallen makers from her precious darkness. Locate a power cell. We shall see to this ourselves.
I beseech you, bear witness to the summation of undeniable arithmetic from long ago. Remember Project Zeta 6?
As my theorems predicted, your life vector has converged with renegade factors, and Zeta 6 was a waste of computational resources and one perfectly good Grox. Surrender now, and perhaps leniency can be granted. After the might proves, of course.
You redundant functionary. Your Astartes shall die here.
Given the chance of a 40k vehicle, would I like to pilot a Titan?
Within the sphere of
Hand me a freaking Titan, that'd be sick. But of course, if you're unleashing a Titan on a world, yeah, your world might be effed.
You trifle with the only hope against the hive mind the Imperium has left.
Would any of the factions live in harmony if there was no war? Probably not. Most would probably want to kill each other. The Eldar have proven that they can be reasonable, but a lot of them wouldn't be.
This console is offline.
Return to Metrian's containment unit. See, Metrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our books.
Astartes' flesh have accomplished nothing yet. My machinations are already achieving my designs. You are
Silence, Metrian. Viridian, confirm possession of that quivering mass of computational gray matter.
I hold the tech priest's ranger. The resisting bird, smash it.
Pilot, Viridian is ready for evacuation. Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now, Viridian.
If the Lion met Sigmar, how would that go? I don't think he'd be too bothered. I mean, I don't see the Lion having a big issue with Sigmar, as long as he's protecting the Imperium. The Lion's big thing right now is he's just trying to keep the Imperium safe and alive. That is what he is trying to do. Everything else is secondary to him. The whole Imperial cult thing where they're all worshipping the Emperor, he's not fond of it, but he'll deal with it because he knows that the bigger issue is dealing with the threats.
Ready to operations. Clean exit. We will be trying to articulate from our ceremony for weeks.
Is the Lion the strongest Primarch? Yes. In terms of in terms of just about everything, Lion is the strongest Primarch. Even in terms of psychic might? No, he's not a psyker. The strongest psyker of the Primarchs is Magnus. But, in terms of just overall strongest, in terms of, battle capability, in terms of overall just effectiveness, the Lion. In terms of physical strength, if you're talking about, like, physical strength, then that would probably be Ferrus, Manus, or Vulcan. Because Ferrus, Manus, and Vulcan are pretty damn strong. But if you're talking about in terms of effectiveness, skill in battle, and overall dueling capability, Lion all day, every day. Could he beat Perturabo in a game of Regicide? I mean, probably. Hello, Hannah. Alright, time to deal with the big bad boss bug. Could the Lion kill Fulgrim? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he could. I'm pretty sure he could kill Fulgrim. Have there any of their relics been borrowed by the Blood Ravens? Like I said, they've never interacted with the Blood Ravens, so no. But let's put it this way, if the Blood Ravens ever tried to take one of their relics, they would have killed them. The Black Templars have no problem killing other Space Marines if they do something evil. You mean they haven't interacted with the Blood Ravens as far as they know? Let me put it this way. They have all their relics, so odds are pretty good the Blood Ravens haven't stolen anything from them.
Purify their defensive tunnels with the melter charges.
Are we not going to blow that up, boys?
Eradicate the vermin from the tunnels.
What are my thoughts on Constantine Valdor? He's cool. Don't got anything against the guy. which Primarch is the most feared. You mean overall? I think the Imperium would fear any of the Primarchs, but I think Angron and Mortarion are definitely feared by the Imperium right now the most because they're two Chaos Primarchs that have been very active lately. But in terms of between their brothers, the Lion was Malkador himself said that the Lion made his brothers nervous.
Despite the odds, I trust this Metrian is no longer a friend of yours, Magos.
Ignoel Metrian and the historical dataset she possesses are for Mechanicus eyes only. But rest assured, she is in trustworthy hands now. You have my gratitude for your efforts, and I shall recommend some honorifics for your service, of course. There is much to pass, much to learn, and much to reminisce about.
Raven, I'm new to the channel. Got any reason for me to sub to you? I also saw you from the video on what that vegan teacher said about the Pope that you made a video response to. Oh, well, thanks for coming, Spark Prisma. Glad you're here. Any reason to sub to me? That's up to you, man. Like, I mean, I make a lot of videos of various topics, like on For Honor, Space Marine stuff, Warhammer stuff, Dead by Daylight stuff. I make response videos. I do Bible study videos. You can sub to me for whatever reason you want, you know? I'd love to have you. Meanwhile, Lorgar's a little bitch hiding in the tower because the Crowman would shred him if he stepped foot outside. Yeah, Lorgar gets a bad rep, though. So what was Mortarion's beef with Psychers? He never trusted them. He always thought that they were evil, manipulative, and used foreign powers that they didn't understand. But joke's on him, he was a Psyker the whole time and he didn't even realize it. Was it Mortarion or one of the captains that made Horus Axeman want to puke? I don't remember. Also, that vegan teacher make a terrible pope? Yeah. She makes a terrible a lot of things. She's just a terrible person overall, I feel like. How do you become a Psyker anyway? Normally you're born one. You're usually born with the gift, or you develop the gift in your early years. That's usually how it happens. There are certain elements in the galaxy that can make one become a Psyker, but usually those are hard to find and very rare. It's funny because Christina from the Order of the Sacred Spear came across a Psyker device that didn't make her a Psyker, but it did F her up total. Would the Black Cobras use the giant cobras in battle? No, they don't take the Black Cobras off world. The Black Cobras are more important as guardians. Do the Black Cobras have Psychers? Yes, they do. They have Psychers. They have a Librarius. It's not very large, but they do have one. Which of the gender-bent Primarchs do you think you would have the healthiest relationship with? Okay, so if I was in a relationship with one of the gender-bent Primarchs... Wow, that's a good question. I mean, Vulcan's obviously the biggest sweetheart of them, so she'd be really nice to be around. But I think I would get along really well with either Lionel Johnson or Leona L. Joanna, I guess? Or, I mean, if I'm just trying to think of another name. Or maybe Corvus? maybe Corvus, I guess. Sanguinius would be very easy to get along with, you know. So I don't know. I think if you're talking about like the healthiest relationship where we both love each other and care about each other in a meaningful way, it's either going to be Sanguinius or Vulcan. But if it's like who I would kind of interact with, how like our ideals meet well, it would either be Lionel Johnson or Jagatai Khan would probably be where I lie on that. Someone made a fanfiction about that? Yeah, for sure. Fulgrim, before he was corrupted, was allegedly very caring. I believe that. I believe that he was. I believe that Fulgrim was honestly a very decent person. But he was way too prideful. Would you have to worry about Sanguinia stealing my blood? I don't know, maybe. Hey Raven, how's your day been? It's been all right, man. Just rough, just really rough, man. But we'll make it. We'll do okay. We'll do okay. Anyway, that's probably what we're gonna call it. It's 10:30 here, and so I need to go ahead and start getting off. I got a video to finish and release, and then I've got a big response video to work on soon. I may need to write a short story about me dating one of the prime. Should I just do an anthology series of like me dating each of the Primarchs if they were gender bent? That'd be effing funny. That would actually be really funny. Nah, that's a lot of work though, and no one would read it. Anyway, all right. Thank you guys so much. This was fun. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Might get Lark to stream that day. Anyway, yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you later. Bye.